This week, Orlando, Florida is the center of the racing universe. But there's nothing Mickey Mouse about the performance racing industry show. Hey, they even have their own edition of WindTunnel, featuring Kenny Schrader, one of our all-time favorite racers. Let's ask him if he's ever going to retire. We'll also chat up Le Mans winner Bob Bondurant about those wicked fast Cobras and his driving school for the stars. And we'll talk to IndyCar winner Ryan Hunter-Reay about his next big racing challenge, the PRI kart race. Look out, here comes WindTunnel. Hi there, good morning, and welcome to a special, we get a round of applause from the studio audience. What fun. I'm Dave Despain, he's Kenny Schrader. It's such fun to be here at the PRI show. Tell us how special it is to you, Kenny, to be here this early in the morning.
I just this early in the morning, I don't know about that other than the eggs, but I just love coming to see what I'm going to spend all my damn money on. Boy, it's got some neat stuff out here.
It occurs to me that typically you would have either ridden your motorcycle down here or perhaps dragged a race car down here with the motorcycle in the back of the trailer. Anything along those lines?
We drove the cube van down with the open trailer behind it and a little modified we're going to run tomorrow night over at Volusia County. And as many times as I've driven Florida, I kind of got on the phone, made a wrong turn. Took us about an extra hour to get down here, but then we didn't have Bud in the bus, but we had Bud in the lot last night after we got down here. So
I see.
We got a head
so
start
that worked out okay.
Yeah,
then.
we're ready.
And this didn't come out of the 20,000 cans that they've got lined up for the folks tonight.
No, we brought 500 of our own.
Apparently some guy named Robin Miller has wrangled a spot on the show tonight. You know anything about some guy named Robin Miller? I
remember Robin Miller when he before he just talked for a living, when he actually had to write some and raced with us quite a bit.
We'll hear from Robin Miller. I want to plug one of our guests tonight with a little pop quiz. What does Kenny Schrader have in common with Clint Eastwood, Jeff Gordon, the late Davey Allison, Paul Newman, Gene Hackman, Rick Mears, Al Unser Jr., and Paul Harvey? Good day. What do you all have in common?
I would say that I don't know how successfully the rest of them did. I'm sure they did better than I did, but we went through the Bob Bondurant High Performance Driving School.
Bob Bondurant is on the show this morning. Bob, famous for racing Formula One for Ferrari, for winning Le Mans, winning his class at Le Mans in a Cobra, and for crashing his brains out at Watkins Glen. All stories that he'll tell us about later, and also about his school. The boss is calling tonight. The president of the network, we have an opportunity to suck up in a very big way. Hunter Nickel will be tonight's last call. And to build interest in yet another of our guests, let's cue the bass player and get into some hot topics on a PRI morning. Here we go. One of the most ferociously contested karting races of the year takes place tonight in the Orange County Convention Center parking lot. Past winners include Buddy Rice, Michael Valiente, and Jay Howard. One of this morning's guests is determined to add his name to that list. We'll discuss this with Ryan Hunter-Reay. And how about the big picture? The 22nd annual PRI show with 1,100 exhibitors gathered to display their racing wares to an estimated crowd of 35,000. One of the 50 largest trade shows of any kind anywhere in the world. It's a little bit of a trick. Some of the stuff that you hear on television is actually recorded in advance. So we want you to watch during the rest of the show and see if you can figure out which parts are actually live. Isn't there another bit of racing? Did I hear something about Danica Patrick is going to race stock cars or something?
It seemed to be a pretty big deal. Anything Danica does seems to be a pretty big deal, but I guess they announced this year, or the other day, Tuesday, I think, she's going to run some nationwide races for junior before the IndyCar season starts and a couple afterwards. And I think she's going to the ARCA test next week down at Daytona and going to run the ARCA race. So Boy, that will be a media frenzy at Daytona.
Just to help us suck up to the boss, don't forget to remind them that the ARCA race, Danica Patrick stock car debut, will be on Speed. Live on Speed.
Right.
That's that Speed network. You race some ARCA. I think we actually have video of you racing in ARCA. Let's turn that into a Danica question. A lot of people have different opinions about how she should start, where she should start. What do you think her prospects will be in an ARCA car racing against guys as talented as, for example, you?
Well, I mean, you know, we've seen some other open wheel drivers make the switch. It'll take a while. I don't think 6 or 8 nationwide races is enough to really get it figured out. But boy, it's gonna be an uphill road for her. That's for sure. I know she didn't even want to do it. She wanted to start out in the Cup.
Well, sure, why not?
I don't think that I really need to go to Indy to start to drive an open wheel car, but we'll find out.
We get to do something today that we never get to do. I can see our studio audience.
That's
never
good.
have.
I can't see.
Well, I can see enough of them, I think, to pull this off.
Yeah.
At least play along with me.
Okay.
We'll do some audience participation here. How many of you think that Danica Patrick going stock car racing is a really big story, and you can't wait to hear what the WindTunnel guys have to say about it? Raise your hands if you would, please. How many of you think that Danica Patrick is the most overhyped driver since Dale Earnhardt Jr., and you just don't care?
I know what Bill France Jr. told a bunch of us a long time ago.
What's that?
And I'm not using this referring to her, but just all of us. It's like one clown never stopped this circus. I'm not saying that about her. I'm just saying any of our participants.
I was asked, in all seriousness, I was asked by the Speed website, speedtv.com, for my opinion of Danica's chances for success in a stock car. And I said it depends on how you measure success. If the measure of success is attracting sponsors, making a lot of money, she'll be hugely successful. If it's winning races, not so much. I thought Dale Earnhardt Jr. said something very interesting about a month ago when the first rumor broke that it was his team for which he would drive. And he said, well, I don't have enough sponsorship to run 2 cars at this point. That's part of the reason everybody's interested in Danica, is because she can bring sponsors. So that's the bottom line. How many times did you go through the sign-up line this year?
We were way down this year, but tomorrow night will be 82.
Only 82?
Yeah, only 82.
Only 82
way
weekends.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, they weren't all weekends.
No, I understand.
Wednesdays.
More late model than others?
Late model and modified, anything dirt.
We're going to make this a little bit of a test. We have at home, when we do WindTunnel, the normal crew that have done the show now for 7 years, and they know all about racing. Look at this. Look at this. Our first time ever crew has come up with late model footage, and I was questioning whether they would know the difference between a late model car and an ARCA car.
That's Kenny Wallace and Stewart's. That's a little Macon Speedway. That's a fun little track.
So you drive late models, ARCA, modifieds. Of course, you were a Cup car driver. This is a subtle and clever transition.
I had a job for a while.
Yeah?
Yep. I don't have a day job anymore, but.
When did you have a job?
Well, I mean a day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cup? Is that what you consider Cup to be a day job?